Well, it's about time for a spring video, April 23rd, 2021. Been working, Kim's been over helping me today. Just one of my pineapple plants here. You can see making a pretty good sized pineapple there. Be several months before that'll be ready though. This Persian lime tree, don't see anything on it yet. Don't know if it bloomed earlier, but I think the late cold, caused it not to set. And this is my Myers lemon and Valencia orange tree, and only thing I can find on it is that one little Myers lemon right there. All the other blossoms, and it had hundreds and hundreds of blossoms on it earlier this year, but again, that cold just got about all of them. This is my plum tree. Again, it bloomed earlier, but I don't see any fruit set on it. I got a bunch of microgreens around the bottom of that down there. It's my other lemon tree. It's got a few. You can see one right there. And there's several others on it. Some just little bitty ones like that. One up there. So that's a nectarine tree right there. I don't know. I hope it makes it. It's not looking real good right now. My Florida King peach tree is just starting to leaf out. Didn't get any blooming on it this year. It's just its second year in the ground. And got a friend right there. In this area back here, we've been clearing, trying to make some area for some new garden back here. It's going to be a hugel mound here. There's logs and stuff down under that mound of dirt. You see where we've been burning stuff and everything here. Got some more there I got to burn. This right here, Kim and I did this morning. Just made a row of Blue Lake bush beans. And going down through there, and we just cleared over the past couple weeks. Kim and Dave and Keith have come over and helped me clear all this up. This was all like that back there, you see, with all the vines and everything. And we cleared all that out, and we're gonna, this all area right here is gonna be new garden. And try it out. This is all wood chips down under there that have been here for a couple of years now and have pretty well composted away. And this is the great grandkids fairy garden and everything here that you see. They got the bunnies back in there and the little hobbit houses and everything, and their little house on a hill with the little pool. They would like to get back here and play in this area here. Getting back up towards the house now. Got banana trees. The cold almost, I thought it almost killed them, but they're starting to leaf out again here now. So maybe we'll save them. I'm not sure yet. But blueberry bushes. They've got a half a dozen or so blueberries on it. They haven't done a whole bunch. Another banana tree. This one had a stalk of bananas on it last year, but the possums or coons or something got in there and got all them. This is raised bed at garden area and everything here. Got another little pineapple starting right there. Got some thyme, a tomato plant right there. Some pineapple starts and everything. My amaryllis, they just now blooming. I pulled them out of the pots last July and let them dry out until about October, and then put them back in pots and in hopes of having blooms for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And they just now in the last couple weeks have really started pushing out some blooms and everything. There's 4 right there, and I got some on the porch and some in the house that are blooming. But yeah, pomegranate trees are making some pomegranates. You can see a couple of them there that are getting pretty good size. Strawberry plants, and you can see down under there's a couple that are getting pretty good size. We've eaten a couple off of them so far. Several. Not making as many pineapples this year as we did last year, though. This is another pomegranate tree there. A couple more pineapple starts there. Pineapple plants, little fig bush right there in the corner that I started off from a brown turkey fig bush around the side of the house. That's a little peach tree in that pot there that I started from a peach seed. Collard green that's been growing. You can see how the stalk starts in the raised bed and it runs all the way out here. That plant is almost 2 years old now. And the radishes there, I just thinned them out good. You can see that pile of them laying over there by that pot. That's a Barbados cherry tree that's in that pot right there. Got some seeds starting there, and underneath that's a Cuban oregano down in little pots underneath there. I've had those Cuban oregano plants started from one cutting about 3 years ago. And I got some basil starting in that green pot, and the pot on top is rosemary, but it's not doing too good. That tub there has sweet potatoes in there making slips. Got some Kennebec potatoes in this pot here, and you see those are fixing to start blooming. But, hoping to get some potatoes out of there, those Kennebec potatoes. Got some Cherokee purple tomato plant starts. Got some volunteer tomatoes that started in my compost bin that I put in here, and some onions there, some sweet onions, and then these shorter ones are white onions that started and from bulbs, and they're just doing real good. These are yellow squash plants, and then some more of the white onions in there, and then the okra plants there, and volunteer amaranth. You can see volunteer. That's another amaranth there is a volunteer. Some more pineapple plants. This is my starfruit carambola tree here. Just trimmed the limb off and stuck it in the ground there. See if it'll start. It may not. Over here, got a butternut cream mango. It hasn't had any tendrils this year, so I don't think I'll get any fruit from that this year. That's a buttercream mango. That is a grafted tree right there. Then over here, I've got a mango tree that I started from a seed from a mango that I bought at the supermarket. So I'm not sure what we'll get there, if we get anything, but we're going to give it a try. This is an avocado tree. This was started from seed that came from Helen's brother Edward. He passed away a couple years ago, and he had started some from seed and had given me one, and this one I planted right here. This tree's about 3 years old, I guess. And this back here, that's a Jaboticaba. On this fence, we got a briarless blackberry bush. You can see it runs all the way down there. And behind there, there's little plants down on the ground are sunflowers. Kim planted those here last week, so they're just popping up. This is a Sugar Crisp cantaloupe. Need to thin those out a little bit, but they're hoping to get a few cantaloupe out of here. And then here's one of my muscadine grapevines. This is the bronze one. Some people call it scuppernine. This is another muscadine coming from the other direction. They kind of intermingle right along in here. More cantaloupe down here. That little plant right there is a cutting off of my guava tree. I took several cuttings and just stuck them in the ground, and this one has taken root. So I'm hoping to have another guava tree right there. Just a pineapple guava. You can see the little bunches under there of the grapes that are fixing to bloom. And hope we'll have a bunch of them. I see a bunch of aphids on there. I got to get my hose and wash those off. This little vine going right here. That's a Thompson white seedless grape. That muscadine one runs all the way down from that post, along that wire back there, all the way down to that post, and about halfway down that other wire there. So last year got quite a few muscadine grapes off of that one. Down on the ground underneath here, I got a bunch of sweet potato plants starting down in here. So you can see here and there's sweet potatoes. So maybe later on this year I have some sweet potatoes down here. I've got some more of the Kennebec potatoes. I think there's about 5 plants of those over here. That's my guard owl right there. Then my fig bush. This one is the one I got that one over in the raised garden from. You can see, if you look real good right down in there, you can see some of the little figs just starting. There's some up in there too. So, a few weeks we'll have some figs. This is the guava tree that I started that one tree, and you can see right there and right there, there are guavas blooming, more little buds there. So we're going to have more guavas before too long. Some more there, just all over the places, new buds coming out. This is a white sapote tree. Those yellow leaves, I think that's just leaves that haven't fallen off yet. My magnolia trees are just now dropping a lot of their leaves. You can see them all over the ground there from that magnolia tree. You can see it's blooming up there, but it's dropping a lot of its leaves that it didn't drop in the fall. So that's pretty much a tour of my spring garden and everything. Yard needs a lot of work right now, but we're busy trying to get things going in the garden and everything, and not concentrating a whole bunch on my landscaping and everything. I didn't show you these plants in these red tubs here. And this plant right here is a zucchini squash. And then this one right here is cucumbers. That one down there, the red one down there, is cucumbers. Okay, so got a few seed pots starting here, down there. That's marigolds that got starting in that pot right there. But, that's butternut squash there, and that's Cherokee purple. No, I'm sorry. That's Amish paste tomato in those pots right there. So that's pretty much it. You can see right here, I pulled all those plants out of the radishes. They were so thick that the bulbs weren't making real good, so I thinned it out real good. You can see that down in there, there's no real good sized roots, but these over here where the were thin, just seeds just kind of dropped on accident there. They're swelling out. Now I have pulled a dozen or so that were about big as the end of your finger. So did get some of those already. Okay, well, that's it for this time. See you later.